Hi, I'm Mike Brampton.
And my name is Julian Hoad.
Welcome to Veterinary Ramblings
with Karis Matik.
Question for you, Karis.
Yes.
I see just over your shoulder, behind your head.
Yes.
Now, for our listeners, Karis is sitting in a lovely room, and she's got some flowers, some daffodils to her side.
Yes.
But above her head, there appears to be a red-lettered sign, which appears to be in Polish.
Very good. Very, very good. It is Polish.
It is Polish, is it? I couldn't tell
Yeah.
what it actually says. Why have you got... Are you in Poland?
No, it is a vintage Polish medical cabinet. And I do know the translation because I Google translated it, but I can't remember. But it's something along the lines of, please make sure the correct medicine is dispensed. So I think it's kind of from about the 1930s, 40s-ish. But yeah, that's really good spotting. You've got eagle eyes. I'm going to protect
fantastic.
everything now, just in case you see anything else.
We've got lots of questions for you, Karis.
Oh no!
Well, we
Lots
have.
and lots.
And we've got a really, really difficult question that Julian's going to ask you.
Now, yes. Am I? Well, yes. Except, I wonder whether you would ask it, like, perhaps just this once, if that's all right.
No.
This once.
You're making me
Karis.
nervous.
No, I know. Well, this is the problem. There is a bit of a question we ask, and it's a bit of a toughie. And I must admit, I always bottle it out. And Mike's just better at asking it. He just gets on and asks it. I hesitate and I beat around the bushes and make it into a big thing, which it shouldn't be.
What's going to come out next?
It's a straightforward. It's a difficult question, admittedly, and it's quite personal. It delves into the personality behind the person who is sitting in front of us and sharing their views and their story with all of our wonderful listeners and viewers. And I honestly don't know why he can't ask the question. It's relatively simple and straightforward. It is incisive, and it does give us this view, because most of our listeners really want to know. So, Karis, what is your favourite bread?
Well, that's a great first question, because one of my favourite topics in the world is food. So you'll always
Excellent.
grab me with that.
We're going to get on well.
But that is quite a difficult one, because
It is. Yeah.
bread is good. All of the bread is good. So I know. I'm going to have to go with the baguette. I'm going to have to. The fresh baguette with butter on. So many years ago, I used to live in the south of France, and the gentleman who lived in the little hamlet that we lived in was a baker, and he used to drop fresh, warm baguette on the wall in the mornings, and I just used to have it with butter. Oh, now you've made me hungry.
Well, and me too. I love baguettes. Most commonly, we have sourdough, I guess, don't we, Mike?
Right.
But as, not ourselves, as you know, from our guests, let's say we prefer sourdough. We've had some interesting sort of walnut and raisin breads and things.
Oh, nice.
What can be simpler than a baguette?
Do you know?
It's white
Just
flour,
saying.
it's water, it's salt, and it's yeast. That's all it is, and it's just amazing.
It's one
With
of the
everything.
It's one of the masterpieces of marketing. Like we see, Karis, you said there that your bread was delivered to you every morning. But of course, if you hadn't got the delivery guy dropping off the bread to you, you'd go down to the patisserie to get it, wouldn't you?
No, the boulangerie.
Boulangerie, sorry.
Well, he wasn't even the delivery man. He was just our neighbour.
Oh, right. So he went down.
Yeah, he just popped it on the wall. We lived in a tiny little hamlet. There was about 5 of us. And yeah, we used to do all things together. We used to raise sheep, and we had the field, so we would raise them, and someone else would butcher them, and someone else would store them, and someone else would feed them. And yeah, it was a proper idyllic little French scene. Yeah, and he used to drop off baguettes and pain au chocolats, and they'd be warm from his oven, which was in his house, which was just next to our garden. So, but still partial to a baguette. I think I'd probably have baguette twice a week, I'd
Yeah.
imagine.
There we are.
Um,
But the point being,
I make it
the point
at
I was
least
going to
once a
make
week.
was that,
Oh.
of course, the person that goes to the boulangerie, not the patisserie. Sorry, all of our francophiles out there.
Peut-être la pâtisserie plus tard pour les desserts. Le café parle viennoise, peut-être.
I don't care.
Oh, you're français, c'est bon.
Non, c'est pas trop mal, mais
Don't
je
care.
sais.
The point I was making is that the person that goes into the shop that bakes the bread would invariably buy one for their house, one for the neighbour, obviously in this case, and one for eating on the way home because it's straight out of the oven.
Yeah.
What a masterpiece of sales and marketing that is.
Mm.
You make one, you know you're going to sell two to every person that comes in the door.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
But
our
there is-
baguettes. Oh, sorry, our baguettes very rarely make it home from Tesco's.
No.
To be honest,
No.
these days we're down to Tesco's, and by the time you've got to the till, the end's gone. So
I've got an oven that's just big enough to make a full-size baguette if you put it diagonally.
I should make some. I've never thought about making them. I don't bake.
Oh, I love baking.
Mm.
It's great. I got into it during lockdown precisely because I couldn't get the flour, and I bemoaned the fact I couldn't get any flour to some friends. And 2 days later, this 16-kilo bag of white flour arrived. So I was forced to start making it, and I'm up to about 20, my 20th 16-kilo bag of flour now since lockdown. But yeah, I bake 3 or 4 times a week.
You've inspired me. I'm going to bake.
And donuts as well, homemade donuts, brioche. Lovely.
This is
Outrageously.
a good podcast. Can we just do the whole thing about food?
Well,
I think we should, because actually you've got to sell to France now.
Yeah.
And Mike and I both love France,
Mm.
mainly because there's pointy mountains with lots of snow on you can ski. But whereabouts in the south of France were you?
So I was in the Pyrenees, very
Right.
much just at the beginning of the Pyrenees. So probably about 2 hours. Sorry, I've got to do this every time. West of Toulouse. So we were kind of about 20 minutes drive from Spain. So you drive down to drive down to Spain. So yeah, it was beautiful. I miss it all, but that was about 20 years ago. So yeah, I came back a long time ago. My French is all gone. And yeah, I do miss it. But my child's grandfather still lives out there. So we do pop out every now and again and get to see him. So yeah, still very nice.
That's it. I stayed there, or that sort of area, a few years back. There's a lovely modern art museum, Fondation Mars.
Well, I don't know. I'm not
the-
very arty.
Well, I'm not particularly, but I was staying with my great aunt. This was quite a few years back. Staying with my great aunt, who was very arty, and she lived in a village where Picasso's daughter lived. And so I was taken to this museum by Picasso's daughter. So it's shamelessly name dropping. I didn't like any of the art because I only like stuff that actually looks like what it's supposed to be. But the wandering around an art gallery with Picasso's daughter was pretty amazing.
That is a cool story. I would name drop that everywhere I went. So
So how long were you out there for? And what did you do there? And what was your favorite food out there? Everything.
Oh my gosh. So this is a bit of a weird story, but my son's father's father lived out there. We went out there on 2 weeks holiday. I was only about 20. And whilst we were out there, the gentleman who rented our house to us died. And the family decided they didn't want to keep renting it. They wanted to sell it. And we were kind of like, oh, what should we do? And he was like, stay here. And we were kind of like, okay. So a couple of weeks later, we drove back, picked up everything we owned and moved out there. And we were out there for about 2 years. Yeah, and it was wonderful. It was so good. But Toulouse was obviously the biggest city near us where everybody spoke English. Where we were was in the mountains. Nobody spoke English. I didn't speak, I spoke bonjour was all I knew, and je m'appelle. So it was really hard. The first few months were really, really difficult. But then I got almost fluent, which is a shame because I've lost it all now since I came back, the odd little bit. But yeah, it was.
Where were you exactly?
So the village was called Care. So I'm trying to think of some big places that were near it. So there was a place called Sengadens, which was sort of the next kind of city along. And then what was the place in Spain called that we always used to go to? So I wasn't prepped for any of this. I haven't done any of my revision on the place names, but I can send you some links later. It's just, the most absolutely stunning place. We were basically, there's two airports, Toulouse, I've never been sure how to pronounce it. I think it's Pau, P-A-U, and we were smack bang in the middle of those two airports in the Pyrenees.
Right.
Amazing.
Yes, it's stunning, absolutely stunning place. And like I said, just popped to Spain for lunch, which is always a treat.
Never a bad thing.
No. And then we weren't too far from, I don't know if you guys know, like Carcassonne. It's a beautiful, like walled city.
Wonderful walled medieval city, yeah.
Yeah, we were only a couple of hours from there and a couple of hours from Andorra. So you'd kind of like visit all of these beautiful places all the time and not too far from the coast either side, to be honest. So we did little holidays in Perpignan and then little holidays over the other side. So yeah, stunning, wonderful place. Would regret coming back sometimes, but only sometimes. But yeah, it was definitely. I feel
that's my spiritual heartland.
Is
it? I don't know whether I was ever a Cathar, but yeah, I think the whole area around Foix and Montségur, Perpétues.
Castles are beautiful. Such amazing? Lovely things to be seen. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and there's a great board game called Carcassonne as well.
Oh, is there? I didn't know that one. Oh, I'll have to have a look.
Yeah, it's worth getting. It's a good family game.
Yeah, we're gamers, so board gamers. So yeah, I'll definitely have a look. I need to make notes, don't I? I need a notepad.
You do. You can just listen to it later.
Oh yeah, of course. It will be on the internet forever, and potentially on Mars. So everyone will know.
Get rid of it.
I forgot for a second then, and now you've made me worry again.
It's fine. You've answered the difficult question.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fun. It's out.
Perfect.
Need to go back now.
I've got another difficult question for you.
Yes.
You're sitting in front of a Polish medical cabinet.
Yeah.
We're talking about living in France and eating baguettes. The show's called Veterinary Ramblings. What's your link to veterinary?
So I learned a new term the other day, which I probably should have known. I am veterinary adjacent, which I really, really like. So I can't even remember who said. I think it was your producer who said it to me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I am veterinary adjacent. That's really cool."
I like that. Yeah, that's sitting next to a vet, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so. So I work for a company called Kernow Vet Messaging. Hopefully you guys might have heard of it. I'm working the marketing team, so I hope everybody's heard of it.
Oh, of course, sorry. Yes.
Yeah, of course, exactly.
You
Everyone
heard of it,
knows
Julian?
who we are, so
Never
give
heard
me
of it.
thumbs up for my boss, because when my boss
I've got
watches
the
this.
Cornwall bit.
I got the Cornwall bit, yeah.
Yes, Kernow, obviously. So yeah, some people get that, some people don't.
It's where I was thinking it was sort of French connection, Fifth Celtic Nation and all that stuff.
Yeah. There's a tunnel. St. Michael's Mount, Saint Michel.
Yes. It's quite similar. And very much if you go to, I think it was Normandy I went to, and it was like Cornwall. I was like, oh, this is very strange. So it has similar plants and kind of foliage, and I don't know, it felt really weird. I felt a bit like, oh, I'm at home again, but
very similar. The one difference is if you're in Normandy and you're eating an ice cream, then it doesn't get nicked by seagulls.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. That is very common down here, actually. And so we're Cornwall, and the seagulls do love a pasty or your ice cream.
They do that. Whereabouts in Cornwall are you?
So I live just outside of Porthleven, which is very up and coming. Is that very foodie? If you come to Cornwall, come to Porthleven. There are some amazing restaurants.
And isn't there another? There's a Rick Stein there as well, isn't there? Or
not yet. No,
right, okay.
We haven't quite been gentrified yet.
Right.
We're full at the moment. We haven't been taken over quite yet. So
good. In that case, I'm coming there.
Yeah. I'm not sure if there's anything in the works that I haven't heard of, but no, we're still very much, there is lots of really, really nice independent food places, kind of street foodie type places, and then some nicer, bigger restaurants. But yeah, lovely food. if you're into it. I think we've got Michelin star Kota Kai down here, so that's worth a look as well.
Mm.
Very, very nice.
Definitely, I shall make my way down there.
Didn't
We are fitting around, aren't we? So
doesn't Randy have a plan?
I've forgotten any questions now.
Kernow Vet Messaging.
Yeah, Kernow Vet Messaging. So I work for Kernow Vet Messaging. I work in the marketing. I am the marketing manager there. Or I'm not anymore. I'm lying. I'm the marketing and brand director. Sorry, I got promoted a couple of weeks ago and I keep actually forgetting. And we are a veterinary answering service. So we've been going for 30 years. I've been with the company for about 5 years. I started just literally before lockdown. And yeah, we're an answering service. We do out of hours answering, overflow, lone worker, and then have recently launched a new service. So I kind of fell into the veterinary world with that. And then obviously we work quite closely with StreetVet. StreetVet are our chosen charity. And then I ended up volunteering with StreetVet. So I've sunk even deeper. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but sunk deeper into the veterinary world. So yeah, I'm kind of in the veterinary sphere now, and I can't see myself leaving, to be honest. It's a really interesting industry and nice to be part of.
Once you get sucked into that industry, it is difficult to.
It is, yeah. Everybody says it, and I'm like, oh no. But yeah, now I'm 5 years in, and I can't see me going anywhere else.
So where did you come from to get into veterinary then?
So a very mixed background. So I've had a really, really squiggly career. And before this, I was an event manager, was my trade.
All right.
And really, really loved that. And literally just before lockdown hit, I secured this marketing role. Well, it was kind of a sales / marketing role at the time.
Right.
And then, I've just stuck with it since lockdown because I don't have to do evenings anymore or weekends, which is very, very lovely. And I don't have to do any more weddings because those were the bane of my life while I was an event manager.
So much tension, so much pressure.
Tension, pressure, what they called grooms, fainting quite regularly. We had lots of chairs prepped for grooms that would pass out, and lots of bridezillas and mother of the bridezillas.
What's a bridezilla?
Oh, the bride said, I don't know how to say this in a PC. I wasn't expecting to have to say any of this. So I was going to say this in a really nice way. Bridezillas are someone who the pressure of the day may be affecting them a little bit too much.
Right.
Does that make sense? Is that a good way to say it without saying that?
Without saying they're completely batshit crazy, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, Julian. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they go, they lose it. And it's the mother of the bridezillas is more common. That's very, very common. Yes.
Yeah.
And getting people in places for photo shoots on time. Just, never again.
These napkins are I specifically asked for tea. Are you trying to ruin my daughter's day?
Exactly that. Yeah, the music was 2 seconds too early. It's all sorts of things. But it's people's special day. They've spent a fortune, so you can understand why. But I really loved the other side of events. So I used to do a lot of family events and Comic-Con type things, and that was all fabulous. Loved all of that. But yeah, weddings.
Comic-Cons. I didn't go to a Comic-Con. I went to a veterinary conference in Glasgow last year, and it was in the same centre as a Comic-Con. And I turned up and there were all these people dressed in really weird stuff. And I thought, did I come to the wrong event?
Have I come to the Scottish BSAVA? Yes, you have.
Yes.
Maybe we could start incorporating it into like the London Vet Show and some of the other large events. It might spice things up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
That used to be a thing at the annual ISFM conference. The big dinner was always a fancy dress theme.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Look, trendsetters.
Ran for years. They stopped it about 5-6 years ago.
The Spilts dinner this year was fancy dress.
Yeah.
I went dressed as Uncle Fester.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I thought you were going to say like fancy dress. I went in a tux.
No. Fancy dress. You're going to say it didn't take an awful lot of makeup to get to.
No, you wouldn't do. And if you get to, Karis, if you get to know Julian better, you'll appreciate if you walk into a veterinary conference and you'll be going, oh, I wonder if I'll see Julian. Well, you will, because he'll be luminescent from the other end of the exhibition or arena, and he will be there in one of his bright, patterned, lovely shirts. And Julian's holding up a picture there to show Karis, our guest, of him dressed like Uncle Fester.
I was going to say, you're too tanned for Uncle Fester.
I am now, obviously.
Now we've had that 1 week of sunshine that we get a year.
Yeah, it was
Indeed.
good, wasn't it?
The summer was lovely.
So that would be last weekend at the school, the primary school May Fair. So
God, amazing.
it was a 70s theme.
Oh,
You
wow.
went as Ziggy Stardust.
I went as Ziggy Stardust, absolutely. My daughter went as one of the spiders from Mars.
No, so you'd have to excuse my ignorance because I just said David Bowie. So
Well, you would be absolutely right, because Ziggy Stardust was David Bowie's
but
persona.
slightly right. Not right enough for the true fans.
Yeah, it's close enough. It's close enough. It's
Close
good.
enough. We'd have let you off with that.
Okay, good.
We
good.
wouldn't have asked you
for
a
your
naughty.
generosity.
A lot of the guests we've had on would have said, "Who's David Bowie?"
Oh, right. Well, I'm
Didn't
not.
they do the
I know.
soundtrack for Frozen? Yeah. No.
Yes, I think you did.
Yeah, fair enough. So you got drawn into this amazing web of veterinary medicine then, and
Yeah.
but okay, so you work with Kernow Vet Messaging, was it?
Yeah.
All right, but you've just mentioned an organisation that we're very keen on, and we interviewed Jade, probably episode 15 or 20 or something like that. It's
Something like that, wasn't it?
a long time ago.
Mm.
So how did you get into StreetVet?
Oh, so first of all, Jade's an inspiration. Hearing
Isn't
her
she?
every time I hear her speak, I just think she is just the most amazing person. But I'll be totally honest, and this pains me to say it actually. But so we help StreetVet. We take their out of hours calls. I think we take all of their calls actually. And I went along to a StreetVet outreach down in Cornwall, which isn't very far from our office, as a little bit of a PR stunt for the company. So it was going to be, our marketing manager's kind of gone, look at her being great, we're helping StreetVet, etc., etc. And that was about 3.5 years ago. And now, yeah, I do lots of volunteering for them. So I volunteer at a local outreach monthly. And I then I represent them at shows and help them with various bits and pieces of marketing as things go along. And yeah, I can't see me ever not volunteering for StreetVet. I don't think I could ever stop now. Like people just away, and shameless plug, I won StreetVet Support Volunteer of the Year last year. Thank you. And I did make the joke, I've won the award, mic drop, I'm out. But yeah, I can't. I can't see it ending. You get to know the clients at your outreach, and you just like fall in love with half of them and just want to help them so much that I can't foresee a day that I won't be doing something StreetVet related. And just everybody loves the charity, it's just such a wonderful thing to do, and it's just so heartwarming. So it
is fantastic, isn't it? The good that they do. We have always on quite list of Brighton, and so we have a big StreetVet presence there. But is there much of a homeless problem in Cornwall?
Do you want a rant, Julian?
I wouldn't mind a
Go
rant.
for it.
Yeah.
So I think outside of London, we have one of the biggest homeless problems in Cornwall. There's always been a homeless problem here, which was very much exacerbated by the COVID pandemic. So I don't know if you guys would know, but I'm based in Portleven. Do you remember, I can't remember if it was the first or the second summer. I think it was the first summer when they kind of opened the doors and they went, okay, you can travel a little bit within England, but, don't do anything stupid. Well, we had people in Portleven on our Portleven Facebook page turning up saying, there's no hotels, where can we stay? And the government were putting out warnings saying, do not go to Cornwall. Cornwall is full.
Yeah.
So obviously, everybody who owned a house or a flat that was rented out went, oh, my tenants are paying £1,000 a month. I could be getting £1,000 a week. Let's kick everybody out and let's rent them out. So what we have now in Cornwall is not just a typical homeless problem. It is what is a hidden homeless problem. So it's people sleeping on sofas, it's people in travel lodges. And when we're talking about homeless people, we're talking about young families now that just don't have anywhere to go. We've got in Cornwall, there's certain villages that everybody would have heard of, Portscatho, Mousehole, Padstow, places like this, that young people can't afford to buy the homes there, can't afford their grands live there, their mums live there, their whole generation of their families live there, and they just can't afford to buy there anymore. They've just been priced out by second homeowners. And it's a real shame to see, because these villages are beautiful old villages, but they're in the winter, they're just absolutely dead. There's just nobody in them whatsoever at all. There's no lights on in the houses. So yeah, Cornwall has a huge homeless problem and growing steadily. Yeah, growing steadily, which is really sad to see.
It is sad. It has been hidden. You're absolutely right. I don't know about you, Mike. I hadn't heard about the homeless problem in Cornwall at all.
I haven't heard about that problem. No, not at all. I've seen the sort of the articles on the TV that go to places like Mousehole, and they walk down the street and they go second home, second home, second home, second home, second home. This place has come on the market, but it's 2 million because it's got a view over the harbour.
So I grew up in Falmouth, which is another beautiful town.
I used to go there every year for the Sea Shanty Festival.
Oh, did you? That still happens, the Sea Shanty Festival.
I know. I haven't had a chance to go for.
That's great. And Falmouth Week, we used to have Falmouth Week, but yeah, I grew up there. Again, my mum lived there, my gran lived there, grand lived there. I could never afford to live there ever again. Ex-council houses are like £250,000, you know, I don't know why I'm smiling while I'm saying this. But yeah, it's really, it's quite sad. It's a growing problem. And like I said, after COVID, I have friends of mine that were in rented houses that have got 2, 3, 4 children that were living out of travel lodges with no washing machines, no cooking facilities. The patients that we're seeing at StreetVet in Cornwall aren't your typical kind of bully breeds, staffies, Alsatian-y type things anymore. We're getting Chihuahuas and Bichon Frises and kind of smaller, not your typical dogs that, you would see. So, yeah, it's a real problem. I think with StreetVet, I think the busiest outreach is London, and then I think potentially Bristol, and then I think we're the 3rd busiest outreach, but don't 100% quote me on that because I haven't checked with the StreetVet team on those stats, but I know it's something along those lines. We're kind of 2nd or 3rd for outreach time. So, yeah, it is. Yeah, massive problem, unfortunately, which has brought the mood down slightly, hasn't it? But
no, it hasn't, because there are people like you and StreetVets dealing with it, and that's a wonderful story.
Yeah, and trying to help, and just trying to do that little bit to help, isn't it? Is such a great thing. And as soon as I saw what they do at the StreetVet outreaches, and it's as much about the people as it is about the animals. We've got people that again, it's really sad, but they say sometimes to me, God, you're the first person that's kind of asked me if I'm okay for like a week, and you're like, oh, it's really terrible, isn't it? No one's kind of took the time to have that chat with you. And it's nice to be able to do a little bit.
Yeah, that's great.
So when you were dealing with Bridezillas then and mother of Bridezilla, the idea of doing an outreach and working with homeless people in a veterinary themed thing, that probably must have never occurred to you.
Yes, it did. I have unintentionally followed StreetVet from the start. I didn't even realise I was following them. It's really weird. Memory popped up on my Facebook from about 7 or 8 years ago that I'd shared a story about Andy and Bailey, who were 2 of the StreetVet ambassadors. And I didn't even know at the time that it was StreetVet that was dealing with them. But me and quite a few of my friends have seen a lot of our friends go through homelessness. So I've always kind of donated to homeless charities, and down here we've got some other things, kind of refuges and things like that, where I've over the years collected clothing and things like that, and dropped them off for people that are either homeless or people escaping domestic violence and things like that. So yeah, homelessness is something that's affected a lot of people in my community, so it's something that's always been on my radar. Yeah, never potentially would have thought, oh, I'll end up being, a StreetVet volunteer. But had I known before about them and what they did, it straight away, even without being in the veterinary, I think that, I would have,
You're always drawn that way.
Yeah, definitely would have wanted to do something. I'm a helper. I like to,
Well, you do, because it's not just, is it, that you've aborted? About, for example, having a halfway ride on a plane.
Boy.
I heard that. You
get so halfway ride on the plane. You go up, Mike, but you don't come down in the plane. You let it halfway through.
Yeah, EasyJet and Ryanair and other airlines are available, of course, but they're trying to work on something similar. So that if you can't afford the full flight, if you can't afford to pay for the plane to land, you sort of
you can jump out halfway.
Yeah. So they do a Trans-Europe flight, and you just jump off whenever you need to. It's like a sort of request stop.
Yeah, that's
it. You know what? Over a week ago, that thought would have terrified me, but now I'm in. If you haven't jumped out of a plane, absolutely go and do it. So
why would you do that?
It's safer. It's safer.
Again, the real story. So we, as part of the company that I work for, we went to, another charity that we support greatly is Children's Hospice South West. And I don't know if you guys would have potentially heard of that one. I don't know where you're based. I know you said Brighton, but it is a non-government funded hospice that provides the most beautiful care for obviously terminally ill children and their families. And as part of their business club membership, they invited us up for a tour. So I was like, oh, of course. And it affected me like, I don't think anything else ever has. I just walked away from that place in absolute floods of tears and thought, I have to do something, got to make a little bit of change, do a little bit of something. So my colleague nominated me to jump out of a plane for them and do a skydive, which was absolutely terrifying. And probably it's kind of one of those things on your bucket list, isn't it? That you think, oh, maybe one day, but we never would have actually booked it or got around to it. And I did it on Saturday.
Fantastic. So was it a tandem or a single with static?
No, a tandem. Oh my gosh. When I got there, they were like, oh, you're doing the single. I was like, oh my God, please. No, I don't want to do the tandem. I don't want to get in the plane at this point. But it's fabulous. It was the most amazing. And the other gentleman that was jumping for the charity with me, it was his first ever time in a plane.
Wow.
He'd never been in a plane.
And he didn't want to survive, didn't want to go through the landing process.
I was like, oh my gosh, that's brave, isn't it? That's really brave. But it's the most amazing experience. The free fall. Oh, wow. It's, like nothing else.
Does your tummy turn over?
Does
your tummy turn over?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's been a long time in the making. I've had 4 failed attempts so far. So I was supposed to jump 2 years ago in May. And unfortunately, we had a death in the family. Then I sat there all day and it was too, what was it first? It was too windy. Then I sat there all day and it was too misty. Then I sat there and then the 4th time I broke my ankle the week before. So this was 5th time lucky. And it was. Fantastic. So I don't know what's ever going to top it.
Well, I'll tell you what might top it, because I'm doing one next week.
No, you can't tell the story.
Go on.
You can't tell the story. you shut up.
I'm windwalking.
So unbecoming.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah. On behalf
of
Pet Savers.
No, I've done a parachute jump before, but not windwalked.
On behalf of Pet Savers,
on behalf of Pet Savers charity.
Amazing! Please send me the link, and I will donate for you. Please remember to send me, or I'll stalk you out on LinkedIn. Yeah,
that's very kind, Karis.
That's very kind. Yeah.
No, that's all right. Well, if we all just chip in our little bit, it just helps everybody, doesn't it? But no, I came away from the skydive, and I was saying to my partner, I've got to do something. Like, what else can I do? And I looked, and I was like, oh my gosh, rain walking.
Yeah. Well, you know what it's like.
Yeah,
really looking
please
forward to it.
do. Yeah, please do. I'd
It's
be,
windy and cold and very, very dangerous.
It won't be cold because I'll have my Cheshire Cat onesie on.
Yeah, but danger isn't danger hovering on that point of danger where life is lived.
Absolutely. I've
You know?
eaten school dinners before. I know what danger is.
You know what they say, of course, don't you? If you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space.
Yes.
Absolutely. And Mike puts on a good "I'm frightened" expression. But Mike, remind us again how fast you used to ski.
It's funny, I was thinking about that yesterday.
Yeah. So Mike was a very, very successful speed skier. And an incredibly successful speed cyclist. And now he's a very, very successful Arctic explorer. So Mike doesn't get scared too often.
The frustrating thing was just that the memory that came back to me yesterday was that the only time I went over 200 kilometers an hour, which is, I think, 124 miles an hour or something like that, I did so on my head because I'd crashed, which means that the speed didn't actually officially count for anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
lovely,
I think it was 120 miles an hour I did on the skydive on the free fall. I think it's 100 and I'm probably going to get this slightly wrong, but I think it was 160 without the mini chute open, and they open the mini chute to take you down to 120. And I was trying to think of the fastest I'd ever driven. Not on the road for anyone watching, obviously. But I think on an airfield, I think I did just over 100, and that was fast.
Yeah.
And so I can't imagine doing that on skis or a bike or
you need to take it up. It's great fun.
Yeah.
See, all of that sounds far more terrifying than wing walking.
I think the speed record now, they've totally eclipsed it now. They're at 250 kilometers an hour.
In skiing?
Yeah. I'm glad I retired when I did, because I don't think
How do they go that fast? I'm going to have to look into this now. I'm walking away with loads of interesting notes. This is great.
Skiing?
Yes.
Well,
wow.
You had those specially designed trousers, didn't you? With a sort of pop move at the bottom to give it an extra flair.
We wore wings on the back of our legs.
Yeah.
Gosh.
250 kilometers an hour is 155 miles per hour.
Wow.
That's the current world record. So I was way off it.
The fastest I've been on skis is 76 miles an hour, which felt pretty blooming fast.
That's fast. That's the speed of a downhiller. That's like.
Well, I was going downhill. I wouldn't do it uphill.
No.
Oh. Well, I've never skied, unfortunately. I did snowboard once many moons ago, and it was when we were living in France. My ex-father-in-law used to work for Quicksilver, and he drove the tour bus around with all the skiers and the snowboarders on, and we used to help and change the beds and clean the thing for them. So for a treat, they gave us the Quicksilver catalogue and said, order anything you want. So we ordered all these brand new boots, and I had this bright white brand new ski suit, and we trudged up to the mountain, and everyone was looking at us because we're there in all this really expensive gear. Never done it in my life. My friend put my bindings on, and I started going the wrong way back down towards the ski lift and couldn't stop. I didn't know what to do, and I was shouting, "Running, come and help me!" And this man just looked at me and tutted and went, "All the gear, no idea." I was like, "Thank you." So I did manage to get down one. I think it was like the child's run, incredibly slowly. So
Everybody
that's
has to start somewhere.
Yeah, it's a shame because I lived right near the mountains. But yeah, it was just something. It's one of those things. It's a bit like living in Cornwall. Everybody says, "Do you surf?" Never surfed.
Never surfed.
What?
Never surfed. No.
Oh.
No.
That's not
Karis,
good.
that was where we were going next.
No, it's a terribly poor effort. I find the ocean rather terrifying. So I will swim in the very shallows, but yeah, I don't like being out. It's a very, very powerful beast.
Fistral Beach and Big Breakers. No.
Maybe I should give it a go.
Oh.
Yeah, except I surfed at Fistral Beach a couple of years back and had to rescue a friend of mine who got caught in the rip. So,
I think growing up
I'm
in
at Roll.
Cornwall, you have so many people coming into your schools constantly telling you how dangerous the ocean is, what to do if you get in a rip. You're kind of like, oh no, I don't. I'm not going in there.
I won't go there anyway.
No, that's too scary. She is a powerful mistress, isn't she?
She is that. She is that. Yeah. Another powerful mistress is, is it St Austell Brewery? Who's the mascot for that?
Oh no, Betty Stoggs.
Betty Stoggs, that's right.
Yeah, we should give Betty a shout out.
Absolutely, good old Betty.
Yeah, she's great. The charity work that Betty does, and that is, I don't want to say, I'm going to say it wrong. I think that's predominantly for the Children's Hospice South West as well. So
I thought it was.
Yeah, she did. What did she do last year? Or was it a year or two ago? Sea, land, and air. So she did skydive. Oh, and I can't remember what it was now. It was something like skydive, and then some crazy bike ride, and then I can't even remember, swam across the channel or something amazing. But yeah, the guy who is Betty.
Yeah, I was going to say, before you gave the game away, I was going to say, gosh, it would have taken Betty a long time for her beard to dry out after that.
Yeah. Well, the gentleman that it works in a shop that we shop in all the time, and I fangirl a little bit. I say to my partner, that's but I try not to hassle him when he's at work. Yeah, but honestly,
he's quite a character. He was always around the Sea Shanty Festival.
Oh, every event in Cornwall that you go to, that man deserves honours and medals for everything he does. He's at every event, fundraising at every event is just a beautiful, beautiful human. Yeah, big shout out to Betty.
Yeah, well, to Betty Stoggs, I'd raise a pint if I had one. I don't know why I'm looking around my office. I'm not like a pint. Oh, here's a pint. Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Coffee. There we go.
I haven't even got one of those tonight. Oh, we're in trouble. We're in trouble for later, that's for sure.
I was thinking, do I have a Dutch courage? And then I was like, no, I'll wait till after. I'll have a little treat.
Well, we used to drink quite copiously, didn't we? The first, I suppose, half dozen or so shows we did.
No, longer.
It probably was longer than that, wasn't it? We would pour a Negroni or a gin and tonic or something, and our guests would do the same. And we were slurring our words at the end of it. We were going on for about 3 or 4 hours.
Makes continuity and editing a nightmare. Go from
we started the show once, and Mike giggled, and I said, "What's going on?" He said, "I've only got tonic in his glass," and I said, "I've just got coffee in mine." And for the last 3 or 4 shows, without telling each other, we just stopped drinking.
With the quality plummeting, the views and the quality.
The quality has always been terrible. Yeah.
All right.
We would get smashed regularly, and I think if we've got any new listeners to the show, then if you want to find out how we got to where we are now, then go back and have a listen to one of the first.
I'm actually going to go back and have a listen.
You're very welcome to doing that. But I want to turn it round onto veterinary again, because I'm acutely aware that time is racing past us.
It is, yeah. We're having too much fun.
We're having too much fun, and we're loving having you on the show and chatting to you. But we've got a number of obligations that we have to fulfill, because obviously now you're a fundamental and key part of the whole veterinary thing.
A vet adjacent.
Vet adjacent.
Yeah.
Vet adjacent. It sounds like some sort of pneumatic digger.
I'm going to have to find the phrase again, and I'll send it to
you. It's the automatic vet adjacent.
The vet adjacent.
It's the automatic charismatic.
Well, I thought we were going to be polite and not actually go there, because Karis Matik, come on, Karis. Did you change your name by deed poll to charismatic?
I did, yeah.
You did?
Yes.
I love it.
I love it.
Yeah, I did. Karis is my real name. I will put that out there. I only changed 3 letters. That's all I had to change. But yes, I did. Yeah, it was really funny at the start. And now I'm like 10 years in, it started wearing a bit thin because I thought, oh, I'll change it and then everybody will know. But then you forget that you just meet new people all the time.
Yes,
So
yes, of course. Yeah.
you don't think of that element, do you?
Don't ever lose the thrill of having that name, Karis. It's an
Yeah.
amazing name.
It's
It really
brilliant.
is.
Oh, thank you.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant.
Hopefully I pull it off all right. That's the worry, isn't it? People will see it and
you
then
do.
meet me.
You do, absolutely.
do.
Oh, good.
It's absolutely brilliant. And to have the balls to do it in the first
Thank
place.
you.
It's,
I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not.
It's a
Yeah,
compliment. It's a compliment. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, wrong
Metaphorically
expression.
speaking, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, well, kahunas,
Make
but
me
it's
go
the
red
same
now.
thing. I'm mixing metaphors and mixing
Yeah.
sexual orientations and all that sort of stuff.
And
Veered away
listeners, if
again
you
as
do
well,
mix your
haven't
own
we?
metaphors, mix them in moderation.
Yes, yes. Always mix your metaphors in moderation.
Bit of ice first.
Yeah, because you don't want to mix your toasties, do you?
Oh, no, no.
That's a very bad rabbit joke for those
Very
of you who are not involved in the veterinary industry. But
Or
not all
veterinary
our listeners are.
adjacent.
But getting back to where we decided,
Yes.
of course, Karis is involved in the veterinary industry,
Yeah.
there are certain obligations, aren't there, Mike?
There are. There
Mm.
are, because people do listen in and people do use the show as their tick in the box for their continual professional development, or CPD. Because we've had none other than the ex-president of the RCVS actually validate that Veterinary Ramblings is and does qualify for your compulsory CPD.
Mm.
So we're going to take it one stage further than that. And I don't know if you've listened to the show at all, Karis, in your preparation.
I haven't had time. I really
Oh,
wanted to.
bless
I
you.
know. I
You've
feel
been jumping
so
out of
tired.
planes and visiting
I
homeless.
know.
Raising money and doing good work. And we're
Mm.
not going to hold that against you, because you're doing an amazing job, and all
Yeah.
respect and more power to your elbow for that. But you're obviously familiar with CPD.
Yes.
Yeah. So what we do on the show is we cut. It's me introducing it. I haven't even got myself ready yet. We cut it down because we're getting on a bit and we haven't got time for these long lectures and things
Oh,
like that.
Can't be our 45 minutes of didactic, not on my watch, matey. No.
No, come on! I'll be asleep after the first 3 minutes.
using
Because of our attention deficit disorder, we've cut it right the way down, and we've cut it down to 1 minute.
Mm.
So, have you come across 60-second CPD, Karis?
Whoa, but I do have something in mind. Yeah, I can. We can go.
You're up for this. You're
can
up
do
for
it,
the
we can do it,
60-second
yeah.
CPD challenge on Veterinary Ramblings, are you?
Yeah, I've got a title for it. So
Oh,
yeah.
go on then. What's your title going to be? And then I'll introduce
Ooh.
you, and I'll put the clock up. Oh, hang
Well-
on, wrong way round.
It was supposed to be what we'd talked about, kind of all the podcasts, but we've just literally rambled. So
Well, that's why it's called Veterinary Rambling.
I know,
Yeah,
I know
we do
this
that.
now.
We
I
do
should have
that.
watched it before. I've been cramming stats and all sorts, but it's about inclusive client communication and building better access into veterinary practice.
Mm.
Say that again slowly so that I can understand it.
So inclusive client communication and building better access into veterinary practice. So along of my many other things, diversity and inclusion is something that I'm really big and I really focus on and I really push for. I think that everything should be inclusive in the world for everybody, and we could make really small changes to make that happen. And yeah,
Okay.
I try and push as many of those as possible.
In that case then, Karis Matik,
Yes.
if you'd be kind enough to share your views on that in 60 seconds, starting now.
Yeah, so inclusion in veterinary care starts with kind of not only how we communicate, and not just what we say, but how clients can reach us in the first place. So when looking at kind of our practice and our process, we kind of always design access around what works for us in practice, and that's us in practice and business. So that might be phone calls, voicemail, busy lines. But what about what we need to look at, like what works for clients? So, for example, people who are deaf, non-verbal, maybe physically can't call, people who are anxious, neurodivergent, they might panic on the phone, they might not take information in because they're so panicked about what they're saying. Maybe people who don't speak English fluently or need time to process written information, or potentially people who are in an unsafe environment who can't speak freely. So if the only way to reach your practice is by calling, you're unintentionally closing that door to all of those clients, even when they desperately need help. So inclusive communication means offering multiple access routes into everyone. So that's options like web chat. Is that my 60 seconds over?
That's okay. We're into question time now. You can take up some of that. That's fine.
I didn't finish, but yeah, that was close enough.
No, go on, keep going.
Yeah, no.
Oh, so yeah, I was just going to say, so it means offering multiple access routes in. So options like web chat, maybe follow-up text, now supported messaging. And those tools can help your clients, reduce stress for your team as well. So yeah, it's just making everything accessible to everyone. I know recently we had a person who was deaf and mute come onto our web chat service, getting hold of one of the practices. Obviously they couldn't speak. They then couldn't get hold of the out of hours provision. So our web chat person got hold of the out of hours provision that they needed to access, coordinated all of that, and then kind of got everybody together. So yeah, it's a really kind of nice, easy way for practices just to include those few more people that they might be missing.
I feel really old sometimes because I go onto a website and this little chat robot pops up and it says, "Do you want to chat?" And I go, "Yeah, I do." And then you have to fill in all these forms by writing.
Yeah.
That's not chatting. That's communicating by text.
But if you're deaf and mute, that is chatting.
That is chatting.
It's important to have that.
Yeah,
great. What a fantastic service.
Yeah, but I'm old and stupid, so.
No.
Well, there's no hope. There's no hope for you. Like this.
I was going to say you're not stupid.
So, some may differ.
But no, it's really.
We have levels.
You know, there are people out there who, you know, like it's not even deaf mute people, it's all sorts of people. You know, I've got friends that are very phone anxious, incredibly phone anxious, and they're so worked up about what they're saying, they're not taking any of the information in that other people are saying to them. And, you know, if there's a little easy access way or just any kind of inclusion. So another volunteer thing that I do is, I don't know if you guys are proud of it, is Be My Eyes.
No.
So it's fabulous. I'm always shouting about it on social media and asking people to be volunteers. You very rarely get calls, but it's an inclusive app for people with visual impairments.
Right.
So once every couple of months, I'll get a call and it's a video call and you answer it and there's no details shared. You don't know the person. They don't know who you are. There's reams of volunteers. So it's whoever answers the call first gets it. And it'll be a visually impaired person. And the last one I had was a gentleman who'd had 2 shirts delivered through the post. And he just wanted to know which shirt was which because he wanted to wear the dark one that day, not the light one. And so I said, oh, yeah, the one in your left hand is the dark one. So he could pop his shirt on. I've had another lady before who just wanted to pick a certain setting on her washing machine and it wasn't a setting she regularly used. So most of them she knew the placements for, but she wasn't sure on this one. So she just holds her camera up and you direct them to the right setting.
Wow.
Or,
isn't that fantastic? And it's Be My Eyes.
Be My Eyes, it's called. Yeah, another shout out for anybody who wants to volunteer. Like it's so you hardly ever get calls. Honestly, it's like once every couple of months I have a call, and just that little tiny little bit of help that just makes that person stay. Then
I was going to say it's such a small thing, but it makes such a massive difference to the person that's asking for the help.
Yeah. What a great idea!
That sounds
I could do the colour of the shirt. I could do that because my wife and daughters are sick of me saying which shirt shall I wear today, and they say they're all awful.
Oh.
But someone who doesn't know me may have a different. If I phoned a visually impaired person and said which shirt should I wear today, and got them to choose, that would make their day and mine, wouldn't it?
I like that. It works. I don't think it works that way round. I think it works the other way round.
Sorry, no. I'm going to their website and have a look. Be my
Yeah,
right. Yeah, it sounds.
yeah. I'm
Be
always
my
trying to
Hush.
give a shout out about it. Every time I get a call, I try and do a shout out on social media, because again, it's sharing the load, isn't it? The same with everything, you know, with StreetVet. The more vets and nurses that we've got, you know, the more people we can help, and the less time requirements people have to have. And yeah, if everybody just I'm a ranter, so I'm always ranting at my partner. There are, I can't even remember how many, 60 million people in this country, and if everybody gave an hour a week to volunteer as they could, then you know how much more could we achieve for people? So yeah, don't get me ranting, because I
Well,
I could go all day.
it's a
but-
rant. It's a rant that Mike and I have shared on many an occasion. And don't you find that the people who volunteer for one thing almost always volunteer for several things?
Yeah,
Well,
I
we've
think
got
that
the
once
archetypal person here.
once you get the bug, you just want to help people, don't you? You know, it's a short life, isn't it? And to be able to give a little bit of something back is always wonderful. So
Great. And he's certainly given us something tonight. That was fantastic.
Oh, good. Is that the
over
end?
60
Because
second
I haven't
CPD,
even talked about our company.
Oh no! We'll get back to that in a minute. But 60-second CPD was great.
My boss is going to watch it and be like,
we're getting into it. Don't worry, Kernow Vet Messaging. We're getting to it. But we give out a CPD certificate.
Whoa.
But only if we've fulfilled the obligations of CPD, and for that there has to be some reflection.
Yeah.
So for our listeners, do you have a reflection question?
Yeah, of course. So I would say, go back to your practice and look at every point of contact in your practice for your clients and ask, am I welcoming everyone or just the people who find it easy to ask for help? That would be, my reflective. Yeah.
That's good. We had a lovely guest on a few weeks back, Professor Neil Connell. He's not a professor, he's Dr. Neil Connell. I'm giving him degrees beyond his remit.
He'll tell you off like he told me off for getting his name wrong.
Absolutely, yeah. Really lovely guy. And he's a wheelchair user. And he said that he's developed this thing that he calls an accessoscope. And he'd urge anyone, whenever they go anywhere, whether it's with him or not, to think, using my accessoscope, can everyone access this place?
I think
it's similar to what you're saying now, which is brilliant. Is it?
Yeah, that's another
inclusive?
thing. With when I did my master's in events degree, and we did a diversity and inclusion course during that, and it was, how are people accessing these events? What can we do? What simple things can we do to make them more sensory for people who maybe lost one sense? You know, you're seeing the rise of kind of ASL interpreters, aren't you, at events? Because, you know, just because you're deaf doesn't mean that you don't enjoy going to events or you know, joining in the atmosphere or enjoying music.
Absolutely. And my wife signed, and she taught me to sign.
Amazing. That's on my list of things to do. I think that we should all be taught that as a second language. I really do. Yeah, I really do. But yeah, so it is, and it's, you know, it's living, isn't it? We as a business, we're really, got the word, so disability aware. So we have so many people that work for us with such a range of disabilities that we're constantly looking in the office of, is everything wide enough? Can everybody access everything? Is everybody here? You know, what can we do? What reasonable adjustments can we make for people? You know, so it's something that's always, inclusion's always kind of on the forefront of my brain. Yeah,
it makes me want to move down to Cornwall and get a job with you.
Oh.
Watch this space.
Maybe I'm overselling it. No, I'm not. It's a wonderful place. Our parent company last month got voted one of the best places to work in Cornwall. So,
oh wow,
yeah, it's a really lovely place to work. It's a really nice company.
And that's taken over from Captain Jasper's Tea Emporium. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Devon. Sorry.
Oh,
so here's your
don't mention Devon.
It says just over the water. It says certificate of being automatic, diplomatic, and charismatic. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to have just, you know, a picture here of some animals indigenous to Cornwall, but I didn't like those, so we've got a red panda, tapir, and a snow leopard instead. But on the other side, on the other side, what have we got? We've got a view of a bit of Cornwall
Mate.
from a helicopter. And I only did that because that's the sort of view you got last week doing your parachute jump. There's a beach in Cornwall. Do you know where that is?
Oh,
Can't
I
see the
can't
beach.
quite
Looking at the
see
Mark III
from
Spitfire.
here. Yeah, I can see the Spitfire.
Oh, Julian,
Oh.
you've gone glitchy.
Oh no, I thought it was me.
No, he's got super
Well,
fast internet
that's-
as well.
That's Port Isaac. And then there's a Spitfire, which I'm guessing is not the plane that you parachuted out of.
Unfortunately not, because that would have been absolutely amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
it would have been
Yeah.
because that Spitfire there's only got one seat, so you'd have been
Oh.
flying. And the Spitfire would have had to have landed itself.
They could have
Yeah.
ejected.
And
Yeah.
if you're ever in a Spitfire, just stay the entire ride.
Yeah.
It would be worth it, I'm sure. I haven't done it. But I'd
No,
love to.
I haven't been. Oh, was it a Spitfire? Was it? What's the other one called? Something Bomber. It might have been the other one.
Wellington?
I went to see Iron Maiden, and they had a spit. I'm pretty sure it was a Spitfire.
Are you a teenage dirtbag?
But
Oh, that's not Iron Maiden.
It's a very different band. But they had one fly over. Was it? Am I going to say B-52 Bomber? Is that the band?
No, that's a band. Yeah.
Yeah,
The Wellington
I'm
Bomber?
gonna-
The Wellington or a Lancaster?
I think
there's
it
only
might have been a
one Lancaster.
Spitfire. I think it might have been a Spitfire. They had it fly over the crowd, and it was just amazing.
Where was that?
A Download Festival many, many moons ago when I was young.
Mm.
But yeah, I think it's like one of their things that it's quite like a regular thing for them to do. Yeah, amazing.
Mike,
the
apart
lead
from everything else he
singer of-
does, takes amazing photos of planes.
Oh, you should come down, Mike. So we are just outside of Helston, which is just
Yeah.
near RAF Cold Rose.
Yep.
And we're on their takeoff path. Our house is underneath their takeoff path. So all day, we've actually had a brief period where we haven't had any, but yeah, recently it's non-stop. And when we had, what was the summit called? The G. Ooh, I'm going to embarrass myself.
36.
7.
Where all the world leaders came over. They had the Red Arrows do a show in St Ives, but they used over our field as their warm-up to get into their formation. We didn't even know it was happening. We were having a barbecue in the garden and we heard this noise and we looked up and these 3 planes come flying across and we were like, oh, and then 5 more came across and then they just all started getting in formation above us and then all jetted off together. It was amazing.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
Helston, that's where the Seal Sanctuary is, isn't it?
Yeah,
well.
Gwee.
Gwee, that's it.
Gwee,
And
yeah,
the
just
Lost
outside Helston.
Gardens of...
No, you're miles away now, miles away. That's up near kind of Mevagissey, St Austell way, near the Eden Project.
Oh, right. But it's the Seal Sanctuary at Helston.
Seal Sanctuary's
Was it?
down, yeah, just down in Gweek.
Mhm.
Another very brilliant charity that
Yes,
says
great.
one day I'll do something for. It's all racking up on the list.
You can do the wing walking for them.
I could actually, yes, I could. I need to get a bit of a break. I think I've took all my friends' money for a little while. So.
So are you still into Iron Maiden?
To be honest, I wasn't ever that into Iron Maiden. It was just one of the bands at the festival.
I
I like the
Oh, you went there
newer-
for Motorhead.
No, I saw Motorhead, but I like the newer. So this is getting really unprofessional now, but anyway, I like Slipknot and Stone Sour, yeah, kind of the newer heavy Limp Bizkit kind of stuff. So yeah, a little bit of a metalhead.
Cool.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
No, I try and pretend to be normal when I'm at work, but yeah.
Tell us about work.
Oh, I should tell you a little bit about
Go on then.
my job. So I'm the marketing and brand manager over at Kernow. And I would like to say we're the leading veterinary call answering service in the UK. And if we're not the leading, we are the nicest and the best. So if anybody needs any help, they should come to us. The company was started by my MD's granddad. When did we celebrate our 30th? I think 32 years ago now. And his granddad ran it, and then his dad ran it, and his dad and his uncle. So now he's running it. And yeah, everything we do is just to help veterinary teams with everything. So work-life balance is a massive one. I'm sure I don't have to tell anyone out there about work-life balance in the veterinary industry. I'd be teaching my grandma to suck eggs, wouldn't I? But yeah, we do what we can to reduce the load for them and just to keep people safe as well. So we've got a really great lone worker service, which so many of the vets find valuable because, you know, it's quite scary, especially if you're in rural areas and it's the middle of the night and you know, if you haven't got anyone to come home to and you know, you're not rotated on to work for 2 or 3 days, how would anybody know that you got home? So yeah, it's really, really nice place to work and a really great company.
It sounds brilliant. Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And it's not so although it's based in Cornwall, it's not just for vets in Cornwall.
No, we are nationwide. We would love to be worldwide if we could get enough people to speak enough languages. That's coming. But yeah, no, we're absolutely nationwide. So we find really people in more rural areas use us a lot more. So we've got massive pockets in Scotland and Wales because of things like phone signal. So, you know, if you're, you know, a quite small vet practice, you're going out, you know, you dealing with a lambing or a calving or whatever it may be, you're in a non-signal area and then you've got other clients phoning you and they can't get hold of you. Obviously, you're not going to keep your clients happy at that point, are you? So that's where we can step in, help take those calls. At that point, we can also lone worker, make sure you're safe if you need it. And then, yeah, we've just launched this new can't get my words out, nurse-led live web chat service, which is brand new. I think it's only a couple of months old. We've been running it and yeah, that's seen some real great uptake and that's really good for practices, helping extend their hours and helping with the inclusion that we talked about for those people. Like I said, we've had a deaf mute person that couldn't help and, you know, I think that things that people don't think about, like domestic violence victims, that, you know, they're partners won't let them get help, for example, for their dog, they can kind of silently go in and help them. Obviously, you're reducing pressure then on your front of house team. So yeah, all in all, it's a win for the practice.
It sounds great. Sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah, it really is. So.
But I'm ever so sorry to say that on that note, it's
on that bombshell.
Hey, what's that?
On that bombshell.
On that bombshell, yeah, it's probably time. I'm sorry to say, because I've had an amazing time chatting with you, Karis. And
no, I'm a bit sad. I was really nervous, and I've had a great time.
Well,
we're not nasty.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't worried about you being nasty. I was worried about me.
Well, hopefully our listeners.
I got my cheeks literally hurt from smiling so much. So, yeah.
Well, I was going to say you should have had another cushion, but you're smiling. Yes, I got it. Yeah.
Hopefully, you, our precious listeners and viewers, will have enjoyed meeting Karis as much as we have. And don't forget, please click like, share, and please do subscribe to wherever you get your podcasts from, because it really does help and it makes a big difference for us. So if you want to continue supporting Veterinary Ramblings, please do that. Drop us a line. And if you've got any suggestions or questions that you want us to ask any of our guests, then please just ask. He's approachable. I'm not, but he is. So that's it. So it beholds me to say, Karis Matik, thank you very, very much for sharing an insight into your life. Love chatting with you. And you're doing a lot of great work and helping the veterinary profession and the veterinary profession's patients and clients as well in everything that you do. So thank you very much indeed. It's really appreciate it. So on that note, may your dog go with you.
May your dog go with you.
May your dog go with you.